What's going on, YouTube? We're back here with another video on K09, man. We're going to be talking about the Nebula Distortion and just kind of give him my idea on how you could probably make your runs a lot more easier, or just to simply be able to 9 out of 9 it on the highest difficulty. As you've seen, your boy was able to do it. Now, it wasn't easy, I'm going to be completely honest with you, but I still did it. Now, I'm going to be honest, the Nebula Distortion, fight 9 out of 9 on the highest difficulty, I do believe it's something you want to do in a very limited amount of turns, just because the boss ends up doing a crap ton of damage. It's kind of the way how it's kind of the way how the game's pushing you to do this boss, and maybe you can tank the hell out of this boss with Vanguard units or something, I don't know, with a whole bunch of iron walls and stuff like that, maybe. But obviously not everyone might have Vanguard characters, and people are more likely to be drawn to DPS characters that could output a whole lot of damage within a turn. But I would say that's kind of the whole idea of how you probably want to play Nebula Distortion. I don't know if the other bosses are going to be different, but you definitely just want to output as much damage per turn that you can. And obviously with characters like you've probably seen Malin, you've probably seen Renoas, you've probably seen Tressors just go crazy in this, because they're able to output a lot of damage within a turn with the way how their builds are. Renoa just being able to discharge a whole bunch of bullets. If you have the right characters with her, you're able to get her cards to be able to get the bullets. With Malin, Veronica just doing the little extra damage, but her draw potential is actually pretty good as well. And just comboing up with Malin, then doing a whole dragon unlimited kicks. If you have Malin, you know what I'm talking about. So she could also go crazy. I'm pretty sure you guys probably seen like Cassius and Tressa together as well. They're pretty insane, and I truly believe like characters like Nia and Cassius will help you with this because of the way how they work, right? And I think it's also important to get like small save datas for characters as well. This is something I'm starting to do. Usually, I try to get a whole bunch of rallies, a whole bunch of skill bags, take away the cards that I didn't really need that much, and I ended up having like 8, 9, 10 cards for each character. But now I'm trying to go with smaller decks, because with smaller decks you could get through your decks a lot more. And when you have characters like Cassius and Nia, if you're able to get through your decks a lot more within a turn, you're gonna be able to output a whole lot of damage because you're going through your decks multiple times within a turn. So you're gonna get a whole bunch of attack cards. So say for example I run a Cassius, a Veronica, and a Malin, right? Cassius and Veronica, well, Veronica's going to be able to do her ballista damage, right? But with other cards with Veronica, I'm going to be able to draw cards with Veronica. I'm going to be able to draw cards with Cassius, and you could really build some small decks with Veronica and Cassius. So I'm going to be able to draw so many cards, which is going to help me just go through my deck, so I could use as much Malin cards as possible within a turn, because I'm going through my deck so much. So you guys probably get what I'm trying to say, right? Characters that could help you cycle through your decks multiple times within a turn are going to be able to help you output a lot more damage per turn, which is going to just help you fight these bosses and kill these bosses a lot more quicker. It's as simple as that. Just what I said right there kind of just wraps up everything that you need to know, okay? But obviously you're going to have to grind through chaos, get certain builds, make sure you remove the cards you remove. Honestly, if I could go do another Cassius run, I probably wouldn't copy I'd Popper. I'll probably try to get maybe 1 or 2 more rallies, and if I could copy anything here, it will probably be the Joker card. But to be fair, this deck works really well. I've used it to clear Bastion of Hyperspace. I've used it to clear every piece of content, to be fair. So it works. And the fact that this gives morale is even better. But if I could get another rally or 2 and maybe it gave morale or AP, it would help your deck. What's the word I'm looking for? Just going through your deck, it would just make it a lot more better, because you would have that extra AP. And yeah, honestly, it's not going to be a long video. That's all I really wanted to say in this video when it comes to Nebula Distortion, and honestly other pieces of content. If you're just able to cycle through your decks once or twice, or maybe even 3 times within a turn, and that's just going to allow you to output so much damage, because as I said, if you're cycling through your deck multiple times, you're going to be able to use your cards for your DPS units multiple times, which is just going to allow you to output a lot more damage per turn. and I feel like that's gonna end up becoming the meta, just being able to cycle through your decks within a turn. You know, if you could somehow build a team to cycle through your deck like 2 times, maybe even 3 times per turn, yo, you're gonna you're gonna kill everything, you know. And obviously it's easier said than done, but I definitely think it's doable with the right setups if you get the right hands at the right time. So there is a fair amount of RNG, but when it does work, it is really nice. Like, it's worked for me a couple times, and let me tell you, it is very satisfying when you're just able to cycle through your whole deck nice and smoothly, and you're just doing so much damage in that turn as well. But yeah, that's really gonna be it for your boy, man. I would really say Cassius Nia characters are gonna definitely, you know, help you with Nebula Distortion if you are struggling. And look, to be fair, you don't really need to invest in these characters as well. Like, bro, I just got a whole bunch of randomness, bro, on these characters. Like, you don't really need to invest into these support characters. That's what makes them kind of good to build as well. Like, you just need to get them to 50 and you good, man. Honestly, like, you don't need the best gear on them. You don't need to level up their potentials at all. You're gonna be good. Just get them a small deck and maybe a rally or 2. I actually prefer rallies over what's the other ones called, the skill bags. I don't really like the skill bags because they exhaust, but with rally, it keeps it there, you know what I'm saying, and it increases the enemy's count as well, and it draws. So yeah, I just prefer rally. Plus it costs 0, and as I said, it just helps you cycle through the decks nicely as well. But yeah, man, Cassius Nia I think are definitely MVPs with just the whole deck cycling meta that you could probably do, which is just going to help you output a lot more damage, and the damage that's probably needed to as well per turn before the boss starts doing crazy amounts of damage. But that's all I really wanted to talk about in this video. I hope to help you guys out. Like, subscribe, run it up. I'll catch y'all in the next one. I'm out.